two masked men are chasing a van. After some time, the van crashes into a pole. Seeing this, the two masked men get out of the car and force the driver to get out. When they are about to steal a bag from the trunk, suddenly, here comes another car. Some goons get out of the car and open fire on the masked man. Here we come to know that the name of one of these two masked men is Vincent, and the name of the other is Sean, and both are undercover cops. They continue to fight the newly arrived criminals and kill one of them. As soon as the police come here, when the criminals hear police sirens, they get in their car and drive away. At the same time, Vincent and Sean steal the duffel bag and drive away before the police arrive. In the car, both find out that the bag contains 25 kilograms of coke, worth several $millions. When Vincent returns home, he receives a message from his wife, telling him to give their son a ride. Here we learn that Vincent is an internal affairs agent who has been investigating a crime ring for 2 years. After doing the investigation for so long, Vincent comes to know that his partner Sean works for those criminals. But Vincent's main targets are to capture casino owner Stanley Rubino and gang leader Rob Novak. Next, we see an agent named Jennifer, who enters the department with a cut on her face. All his co-workers look at him with astonishment, but she ignores them. She tells a police psychologist about a recent incident, in which she tried to dismantle a meth lab, but was attacked by a criminal. Many of her colleagues think she is out of her mind, and should take a break, but Jennifer is determined to participate in the investigation of the illegal substance ring. At the department, all of the officers, including Vincent, are informed of the previous night's shooting. Vincent manages to convince the chief to turn the case over to him and Sean. After this, they come to the crime scene to investigate. Here Vincent and Jennifer meet each other for the first time and gather evidence. There is clearly friction between the two, as each wants to take over the case. Later, Vincent goes to the hospital to give his son Thomas a ride to sports practice. Vincent learns that his ex-wife Dina is engaged to another man. Dina and Thomas are both aware Vincent has kept to himself since he took over the case, but they are never made aware of the details of the case. He gives Dina some stolen flowers and is furious when he finds out that she wants to get married. However, she has no intention of getting back together with him. So Vincent picks up his son and they get into the car. On the way, he tries to explain to his son why he has been absent, but suddenly, two people come here who attack them. One man stab Vincent in the stomach and kidnap Thomas. Here Vincent immediately receives a call from Rubino. He knows that Vincent has stolen the coke and asks him to bring it to the Luxus casino, which he owns, within 3 hours, or face retaliation from Novak and his family. Meanwhile, Jennifer decides to seek information about Vincent's life and past. At that moment, Vincent enters a public restroom and begins bandaging his wounds. Only then Sean comes here, and Vincent explodes at him and orders him to bring the bag of stuff, or else his son will be killed. Here he realizes they stole the bag from the wrong criminal and suspects that Sean is in on it. However, Sean swears it was a mistake and goes to get the bag immediately. After this, we see Novak, who tortures his cousin, a DEA informant. He is also one of the men Vincent and Sean shot. While stealing the bag, Novak hangs the man upside down and shoots him with pellets, before ordering his henchmen to cut out his cousin's tongue. Meanwhile, Thomas is also locked inside a room, awaiting Novak's decision. In the evening, Vincent arrives at Rubino's casino alone with a bag. On the way, Dina calls him to ask where her son is. Vincent says they had a fight and he ran away, but now he is looking for him. Next, Vincent enters the casino. At first, he goes to the man's toilet and hides his belongings here. After this, he heads upstairs to negotiate Rubino for Thomas's return. At the same time, we see Jennifer here, who suspects that Vincent is double-crossing her, so she arrives at the casino to investigate him. When Jennifer sees Vincent walking away with a bag, she goes into the bathroom to see what it is. She starts looking for evidence inside the washroom, when the security guard discovers that she is an agent. Then he tells her that Vincent has hidden something inside, so she goes inside and starts investigating. Finally, she finds the bag which has coke inside. Here, she calls her co-worker and tells him that she was right. Vincent is working with criminals. Meanwhile, Vincent is negotiating the release of his son, in exchange for the rest of the stuff. He reveals that he has hidden the other half, and promises to deliver it in 10 minutes, if he will let his son go. Hearing this, Rubino tells him that he is in trouble, because the stuff belongs to Novak, who's a crazy criminal, and he's more ruthless than me. However, he accepts Vincent's offer, and gives him 10 minutes to bring him the rest of the stuff. Meanwhile, Jennifer takes the stuff to the casino's women's locker room. When Vincent learns that the bag is missing, he becomes worried and tries to find it. On the other hand, we see Novak, who arrives at the casino, and begins to pressure Rubino to get the stuff, who asks him to wait another 10 minutes, and offers him a drink. Some time later, Novak begins to threaten Rubino, and says, his father who runs an even larger criminal organization, and if they find out about this, they will not leave you alive. Security guards scan the surveillance cameras, but cannot find Vincent, because he crawls through ventilation pipes, and arrives at a laundry room. After he puts on a fancy suit, he enters a storage room, where he starts putting sugar inside the bags, to make them look like the stuff. After this, he goes to the bar, and tells them to bring a bottle of wine to Rubino's office. He then hands over the bag with sugar, and reveals that he is a police officer. However, he lies here and says, that officers are going to come here to catch them. So he urges them to escape through the hidden exit. Soon, a waiter brings wine, and the criminals inside think, the police are outside, so Novak thanks Vincent for the information, and leaves from here. Rubino releases Thomas here, and orders Vincent to leave the casino. On the other hand, when Novak checks the contents of the bag, then he discovers that it is sugar, so he orders all his men to return to the casino. Meanwhile, Thomas joins his father, and they begin to leave the casino. Novak comes to Rubino. He tells me I got sugar, and where is my real stuff? After hearing this, Rubino gets nervous and says don't worry, you will get your stuff, because we have Vincent's son. He orders his henchmen to find Thomas and bring him to him. Vincent and Thomas go into hiding, and here blood begins to flow from his knife wound. He reveals to his son he is involved in a big drug ring. Suddenly, Rubino's thug pounces on the two, and starts fighting him in a kitchen. Thomas tries to help his father by intervening, and the henchman is subdued by Vincent, who throws him through a window into an office. Other side, Novak orders his henchmen to inform the agents that he guarantees a prize for whoever brings Sean and Vincent to him. Vincent and Thomas attempt to escape through the club, but the boy is caught by the henchmen on the dance floor. Novak talks to Rubino, and threatens to kill him if he does not bring back the stuff. Meanwhile, we see Jennifer and her co-workers looking for Vincent at the casino, but they both can't find him. However, the man advises them to return to the department, and begin the investigation tomorrow. No one recognizes Vincent, so he dresses up as a hotel employee. When he's going down the elevator, he bumps into Jennifer here, who recognizes it. After a long chase, the two fight in one of the rooms. He manages to chain her to the bed, and explains his involvement in the case, and admits that he has been an undercover agent for 2 years. He has had to keep this information from his family, and now his son has been kidnapped. In the process, Rubino and the henchmen beat Thomas, but leave the door open after leaving, due to which, Thomas manages to escape the room, and steal Rubino's phone. Jennifer reveals where she hid the stuff, so Vincent goes to the locker area. In the process, she breaks free, and informs her partner Dennison about Vincent's location. Vincent looks for the bag here, but it is missing. Suddenly, Dennison arrives here, who points a gun at Vincent, and gets into a fight with him. After a long fight, Vincent knocks him out in the hot tub, but pulls him out before he drowns. Other side, Thomas uses the phone, and calls Vincent to inform him of his location. Soon, Sean arrives at the casino. He meets Vincent in the parking lot. Both were talking. At the same time, a henchman arrives here, and he and Sean simultaneously shoot each other. Dina also realizes that something is wrong, so she leaves the hospital, and heads to the casino. When Vincent checks Sean's phone, he notices a message from Dennison. He is working with Novak, and has informed his superiors that the narcotics are missing, and that Vincent may be able to locate them. Dennison and Jennifer find Sean's body. As she calls for backup, the man chokes Sean to death, because he knows that Dennison is a cop who also works with criminals. Dennison tells Jennifer that he is going to meet with backup, but after leaving, he meets with Novak in the elevator. Here we come to know that he protects Novak's business by paying off other agents. Novak knows the police are coming here, so he threatens Dennison that you're not doing the work we pay you to do. However, Dennison says that in the department, he has a list with Novak's data and his family, and if he kills him, their business in Vegas will be shattered. Next, Vincent creates chaos in the nightclub, fighting against Rubino's henchmen. He breaks champagne bottles and kills the thugs, before fleeing with Thomas. They get into an exhibition supercar, and drive away, as Novak shoots at them. Rubino attempts to flee, but is stopped by Jennifer, Dennison and a group of other officers. Vincent and Thomas make their way to the parking lot, but are chased by Novak's henchmen. Vincent gets out of the car, and orders his son to drive away, while he takes care of the henchmen. Next, Novak starts spraying tear gas canisters all over the garage, when a henchman approaches Thomas, but suddenly Vincent arrives, and starts fighting him. Because of his injuries, he collapses on the ground. When another goon arrives to shoot him, Thomas gets into an SUV, and hits him. Soon, a thug is about to shoot Vincent and Thomas, but Dina arrives and kills him with a gun she picked. Then Novak approaches, and starts firing an automatic rifle. Vincent comes out, and tries to bargain with him, but he shoots Vincent in the chest, who collapses to the ground, but survives, and fatally shoots Novak. On their way to the hospital, Vincent calls Jennifer, and alerts her of Dennison's corruption. At this point, she tries to shoot Dennison, because now she knows the truth, but he grabs a gun and shoots her first. He then kills Rubino and the driver in the car, causing it to flip and crash. Few moments later, other officers arrive here. Dennison claims Rubino has gone mad and killed Jennifer, but the woman gets out of the car and orders the officers to arrest Dennison. Jennifer and Vincent are both transported to the hospital. Dina and Thomas are sitting by Vincent's bed. When he wakes up, Jennifer enters Vincent's room, and he compliments her on her police work. Next, the CSI team is cleaning out the garage, where Novak and his henchmen were found murdered. Novak's phone rings, and the caller is his father. A DEA agent on their payroll answers the phone, and informs Novak's father that there is a problem, telling him about his son's death. Saying this, the movie ends here.